As a TNT student, you should have a great relationship with your fleet manager. And TNT trainers that are listening to this video, like, it's very important for your student to have a relationship with your fleet manager. You know, they should get to know each other. Like, that's another reach out for the student. Like, if they're having problems or an issue, that's somebody they can talk to. They could call up the fleet manager. Hey, my trainer's doing this. Is he correct? And your fleet manager can reassure them that, hey, yeah, he's doing right. So, you know, it's kind of a reach out for them. They should be in touch with your fleet manager and know who he is, and even go take them to meet your fleet manager, because I think that it would be good to build that relationship with your student and the fleet manager. That way the fleet manager kind of gets an idea of who the student is. He sees them face to face. He gets to meet them. Not only that, but your fleet manager is trying to get another truck driver on his fleet. So that's a win. That's a win-win right there. The fleet manager meets his new driver and he's trying to get him on his fleet after he finishes TNT. You know, you might have a lease fleet manager and the student might be thinking about going company. That's a good time for that fleet manager to talk to that student about, like, the options of lease. Like, what's so great about lease? What's the bad side of it? I mean, it's real good to get the fleet managers and the students together, whenever, especially on the TNT side, and let them meet each other, because your fleet manager is an extension of you. So, say you're out there on TNT and your students all like, man, who do I need to call? I'm just gonna wake my trainer up. Sometimes they can call the fleet manager and say, hey, look, I got this going on. What do I need to do? And the fleet manager can give them a good help over the phone with what they need to do. And also, like, whenever your student goes home, maybe something came up. Like, maybe he had a family emergency or something. He needs to get with the fleet manager and tell him what's going on. It's a lot better if you get your student to call the fleet manager and advise the fleet manager of the problem he's having than him telling you, and then you have to tell the fleet manager. Because you might get some stuff, you know, some of the wording mixed up and stuff like that, and it might not be exactly 100% what the student said to you, because you're like, oh man, he's having some problems. You call the fleet manager, I don't know when he's going to get back on the truck, and the student's over there like, man, I only needed like 3 extra days. So I believe that it's real good ideal to have that student and the fleet manager relationship built. You know, it's just something like I'm there for. Also, if you're a student, don't you want to meet your fleet manager? It also works out for you too. Like, when you get on your trainer's truck on TNT, hey, who's our fleet manager? Because the TNT fleet manager is now your new fleet manager. So you need to know who your fleet manager is. It's a good idea to ask your trainer, hey, who's our fleet manager? And can I get a number for them? Just in case I ever need to get a hold of them or something's going on. Like, it's a good idea. Now, they're trying to get the fleet managers to reach out and talk to the students at least once a week. I don't know how good that's going right now, but I get a lot of comments from students on my YouTube pages or videos that they don't know who their fleet manager is, or their fleet manager, they've never talked to them. You know, a fleet manager should not scare the student. Like, the student should not be scared to call the fleet manager if something's going on. Like, y'all should not be scared to pick up the phone, dial the fleet manager's number. Hey, I got this going on. What do you think? You know, something like that. Now, I'm not trying to say that the fleet manager is like a way to get somebody in trouble or anything like that, but it's a good resource to reach out to. It's better for your student if y'all are having a problem, reach out to the fleet manager, and the fleet manager can talk to both of y'all and get the problem worked out, than it would be for him to go up the chain of command and tell somebody above that's like, oh, let's get this meeting done. Like, let's get you in Springfield. You're losing revenue to get here because that guy's going to want you in his office, you know. And the last place you want to be is in, like, high supervisor's office, like a reefer supervisor or flatbed supervisor. You don't want to be in there, especially if it's something small, you know. And just keeping that good communications between you and the student is going to help out a lot. But if you also have that window open that he can communicate with your fleet manager, then that's going to go a long way. You know, fleet managers are not our bosses, but they are like our co-workers. They can do everything that we can't do because we're on the truck. So like they're the middleman for sales and stuff like that. You keep your fleet manager, you know, in the loop with everything going on. He can hit up sales, get you another load. He can do a lot. Like a fleet manager, he manages the fleet that you're on. For anyone that doesn't know, he has probably like 80 plus trucks. I'm just throwing a number out there. He probably has more than that. But he has a lot of trucks that he's the manager over. Like he's on them. So he's over there checking to make sure that you have enough hours to run your next load. He's hitting up sales, trying to get you a load. If he doesn't like the load and he knows that you're probably not going to like the load, he's hitting up sales. Hey, what do you got better than this? You know, also he has a whole list of contacts and stuff like that to get a hold of for different situations. Like if you need something with HR, human resources, boom, he can direct you there. Payroll, he can send you to payroll. He's making sure that you get paid. He's making sure that if you're in the shop for X amount of time, like over 24 hours, then you get paid for that. He's making sure that the hotel rooms are taken care of. Like he does a lot of work. I'm not saying call the fleet manager every day and bug him and, you know, hey, what's going on today, buddy? You know, he's a busy guy. Like, don't call him every day all just for random stuff. Like, you know how to manage your truck, so like manage your truck. Don't be calling the fleet manager every 30 minutes or once a day saying, Twisted said I should call you every day. Twisted did not say call your fleet manager every day. I did say it'd be nice if you talk to him once a week while you're on TNT. And as you get closer to finishing up your miles, that's who you need a message to see how many miles you have, because he can give you the accurate number of dispatched miles you have. And that's what you need to know, is how many dispatch miles you have till it's time for you to upgrade. So you can send him a message, say, hey, how many miles do I have and how many miles do I have left? And he'll send you the amount of miles that you have dispatched and then how many you have left to do. So that way you can keep track of like when you're going to upgrade, or when you're closer to upgrade time, when it's time for you to get on the list for a new truck. Like he has all that information. And don't be scared to send your dispatcher a message either. Like if you're having problems on the truck, go ahead and send that fleet manager a message. Hey, I got this going on. Can we talk? You know, if he's not busy, he'll call you right away. If he's busy, then he'll get back to you as soon as he can. You know, you got to understand that he has over 80 something trucks on his fleet. So when you send him a message, hey, we need to talk, I got this going on, please contact me, it might be a little while. He might have to get stuff all squared away, or maybe he has a crisis going on that he's having to fix, and then he'll call you back. But it's good to have that guy in your corner, your fleet manager, and it's good to build that relationship, because guess what? Pretty soon you're going to be in your own truck because you're finishing TNT, and that's going to be your fleet manager more than likely. Unless he's lease and you're going company, or he's company and you're going lease, then that's pretty much going to be your fleet manager. So it's good to have that good rapport with him and keeping everything in line with him, because he's also going to be the one that's helping you out when you get your truck, putting money on your data card so you can write a check for the lumpers and stuff like that. He's your guy. He's your buddy. Make sure that you keep in touch with him, and make sure that you have his number. That way, in case sometime you need to just talk to the fleet manager. But thanks for watching my video. Hit the like button down there. Go ahead, give me that thumbs up. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think of your fleet manager. If you have a fleet manager, tell me how he is. If you're a TNT student right now and you have not ever talked to your fleet manager, leave it in the comments. I kind of want to see how many people actually get in touch with their fleet manager, and how many people have never talked to their fleet manager. I'm just curious. Personal thing I wanted to see is how many people actually are in touch with their fleet manager, and how many people have not talked to a fleet manager. I'm out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code, COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-8098. Drop me a call, text me, something.